Hello YouTube. Today we're going to remove the spray-on tint that we put on this 97 Honda Civic. Specifically, this car had Nightshades by VHT put on it. It's very simple, so let's go ahead and get started. What you're going to want to do is remove the taillight. That's going to be the easiest way to do it. But I understand that it's not possible for everyone. Sometimes the bumper's in the way or you have to remove certain things to get to it. But it definitely makes it easier. So, if you can't get to it, it's okay. You can just use masking tape, because we're going to be using sandpaper to remove the paint. So the only materials you're going to use to restore the taillights are going to be this P360 grit sandpaper. Kind of rough. It's actually really rough. This should take the tint off pretty nicely. We're going to move up to 600 grit, which is a little bit smoother, a lot smoother than the 360. And that's going to leave it so that when we spray, you don't see any of the sanding scratches from the sandpaper. So after you've purchased the sandpaper, you can go out and find this Dupli-Color Acrylic Enamel. These two suckers are pretty hard to find apparently. I found them pretty easy at O'Reilly Auto Parts. They recently changed their label, but they have the same quality. Nothing's changed. So you're looking for this. You might be able to get away with the Krylon brand, but like in my headlight restoration video, which is on your screen right now, a lot of people had trouble with the Krylon brand. It didn't look as clear. So this one leaves a crystal clear finish, considering it's a brand dedicated to restoring paint jobs or damage to your car. This is why I really recommend this brand right here. Something else you're going to need is a bucket to put water in and a sponge. Preferably a clean one, but a sponge. I'm going to do it the tough way, which is masking tape, just so that you can see how to do it. But if you're able to take the tail light off, it's much easier. So once you got it taped up, we're going to go ahead and start cutting up the sandpaper to how we need it. So I'm going to fold it in half and then fold it again one more time so that I have a quarter of this full sheet. So this is what your sheet should look like. We're going to fold it in half one more time. We're going to grab it with our palm and we're going to start wet sanding. Use sand in one direction in straight line motion, so either vertical or horizontal. So I just finished up sanding with the 360 grit sandpaper. I can go ahead and move on to the 600 grit sandpaper, and that's going to make it smooth enough to where you won't see any sanding scratches when you spray on the clear coat. And that's important. If you want it to look crystal clear, you might want to step through the 600 and move up to something like a 1200 or a 1500. So try and use the 600 because it's going to do a lot of the heavy lifting to remove the deep scratches that we put with the 360. At this point, I've sanded off all of the black paint. I've hit it with a 600 grit as well. This light is nearly ready to paint. We just need to protect the rest of the car from overspray. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to use this masking tape along with newspaper to cover the car as best we can. So I've allowed the headlight to completely dry, and now we're ready to paint. This is the paint can that we're going to be using. It's Dupli-Color Acrylic Enamel Clear Coat. As per the instructions, you're going to shake the can for 1 minute first, and after every minute of use, you're going to shake it for 10 seconds. After you've shaken the can, you can go ahead and begin spraying. These little nozzles right here rotate so that you can have it spray in a vertical line or a horizontal line, however you wish. When you spray paint, you're going to want to spray parallel to the surface, which means you're going to spray, and as the light curves, your hand should curve with the light, so you should be spraying like that. Also, you're going to do what's called a 50% overlap technique. So you're going to go over the light, and when you come back around, you're going to scoot down and paint halfway over the last spray that you did. So you should have something that goes like this. So let me go ahead and demonstrate that now. Okay, now we're going to wait 10 minutes before we try and spray again. It's been 10 minutes. I shook the can again, and we're ready to spray again. So I gave it one light coat. I'm going to give it one more light coat, and on the third coat, it's going to be a medium to wet one as per the instructions. Make sure you clean the nozzle every now and then, because if not, it's gonna spit and you're gonna have lumps of clear coat on your light. This next coat has to be medium wet, and you have to wait 1 hour before being able to handle the tail light. And now that we've done the last coat, we can go ahead and take the newspaper off and we're done.